Hello friends, today we will see the unit number 1 of management, subject code 22509, introduction to management concept and managerial skills. I am Prabhakar Sakhre, working as a lecturer in mechanical engineering department at SPM Polytechnic Komte Solapur. So first one, what is meant by the management? See, management is a very broad concept. In almost all the fields, management is needed. In our day-to-day life also, we require a management. So we need to study the concept of management. Now we will move towards the definition of management. Management is the process of designing and maintaining an environment in which individuals working together in a group efficiently accomplishes a selected aim or task. Management is the key function of any organization. It is nothing but getting the things done by the people with the help of optimum resources to achieve desired goal. Now introduction. Management is what managers do. Management is a universal concept. It is essential not only for business but also for banks, schools, colleges, hospitals, trusts, hotels, government sectors and so many other fields. So, it is a universal concept. Management should be goal oriented. Each organization must has a specific goals and all are working together to achieve that goal. Management is a continuous process. It consists of planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. Management is a multidimensional. We know that we require a management of people, management of work, management of operation and management of resources. Therefore, we can call it as a multidimensional function. And last one, management is not an individual activity, it is a group activity. Now, role and importance of management. Roles of management. Managerial roles, behavioral patterns and activities involved in carrying out the function of management includes interpersonal roles, informational roles and decision making roles. Although managers don't usually do the hands-on work in organization. First one, we'll see the interpersonal roles. It providing leadership to employees, acting as a liaison between groups, networking and fostering relationship. Informational roles includes gathering of information from inside and outside of the organization and sharing that information. Decisional roles, that means in working an organization, manager facing a number of challenges. So there are endless streams of decisions he needs to take while working and some decision which needs to be made on the spot. Now, importance of management. Management has been important to daily lives of people and to its organization. The importance of management. First one, effective utilization of resources like man, material and machineries. Second one, development of resources. Manager sometimes needs to develop resources as per the situation. And coordination. Any work cannot be completed successfully without proper coordination between the subordinate. So manager has to take care that there should be a proper coordination between the subordinate which are working under the guidance of him. Meet the challenges of the change. Due to the current scenario of continuously changing technology, nowadays we can see that the technology is changing day by day, which ultimately resulted that each individual should update himself as per the technology. So this is one of the biggest challenge that a management is facing nowadays. Now we will move towards the characteristics of the management. First one, economic resource. Management is also a factor of production like land, labor and capital. As industrialization increases, needs for management becomes greater. Management function determines productivity and profitability of the firm. Therefore, economic progress of organization is observed when the management is used as an economic resource in its execution. Second characteristic, goal oriented. Management is a purposeful activity. It coordinates the efforts of works to achieve the goal of organization. It should have a specific goal which is to be achieved. Third characteristic, distinct process. Management is the distinct process consists of functions such as planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. Next one, integrative force. The essence of management is integration of human and other resources to achieve the desired objectives. Managers apply knowledge, experience and principles of getting things done. And next characteristic is a system of authority. Management as a team of managers represents a system of authority, a hierarchy of commands and control. A manager at a different level possesses a varying degree of authority. As we move down, a degree of authority decreases. And sixth one, multidisciplinary subject. This is one of the most important characteristics of a management. Management has grown as a field of multidisciplines such as engineering, anthropology, sociology, psychology. All these disciplines has contribution in successful management science. And last one, universal application. Management is a universal character. The principles and techniques of management are equally applicable in all fields such as business, education, military, government sector and hospitals, etc. So these are the characteristics we have discussed here. Now next point, principles of the management. There are basically 14 principles of management. I will discuss here in shortly. First one, division of work. Work should be divided properly and equally. It is also important skill of management that the work should be divided according to the skill and interest of subordinate so as to perform it more effectively and efficiently. Second one, authority and responsibility. Authority refers as a power in managing the work. Position, designation, seniority defines the authority. Higher the authority, higher is the responsibility. So we need to understand here one most important point here. Top level manager have unlimited authority in an organization. At the same time, they are responsible for what are happening in the organization. Next principle is discipline. Members in organizations are required to conduct rules, norms and disciplinary actions of organization. Discipline can be maintained by good supervision, agreement, penalties and self-motivation. Next one, unity of command. This principle holds that one employee should have one boss and receive instructions from him only. Dual command is source of conflict, so that to reduce this, unit of command is necessary. Next principle, unit of direction. There should be one head and one plan for group of activities having same objectives. All the activities are directed under the guidance of respective departmental manager. And this one is a very important principle of management. See, subordination of individual interest to the general interest. What is it mean? Interest of organization is above the interest of subordinate. That is very important. So it can be achieved by honesty, integrity, fairness and justice. Now next principle is remuneration. Under this, employee should be paid fairly and equally. Differential in remuneration should be based on job differentials in terms of qualities, application, responsibility, working conditions and difficulty of the job. We need to also consider while remuneration that the factors like cost of living, general economic conditions and so on. Next principle is centralization. In large organization, centralization of all decision making authority is important aspect of management. Next one, scalar chain. Scalar chain is the chain of superiors ranging from the ultimate authority to the lowest ranks. All the communication should start from or go to the ultimate authority. This is one of the important concept here. Now next principle is order. What is meant by the order? It includes right person on the right job and everything in its proper place. This kind of order will accomplish established goals as early as possible with minimum waste and time. Next principle, equality. Equality means subordinates should be treated with justice and kindness. Therefore, it is a duty of top management to instill a sense of equality through all the levels of scalar chain. And now, stability of tenure of personnel. Now here, the managerial policies should provide a sense of reasonable job security to his employees. This is very important and crucial point because it takes a time for an employee to learn his job, and whatever time he is utilized in working in learning that job must be effective and it should have a proper output, so it should not be wasted. Therefore, the stability and job security of the employee is very important while studying the management. Now, initiative. It focuses on ability, attitude and resourcefulness to act without prompting from others. That means manager must create an environment which encourages their subordinate to take initiative and responsibility. And last principle I will discuss here is spirit de corps. That means cohesiveness and team spirit should be encouraged among the employees. Combined efforts of all together promotes the achievement of overall objective of organization. So these are the some 14 principles I have discussed very shortly. Now next point is management levels, concept of management levels. First one, top management, that means conceptual skills. Top management consists of owners, shareholders, board of directors, CEOs and general manager. All the decisions are finalized by this top management. Second one, middle management, that is human relation skills. It consists of heads of individual departments like purchase department, purchase manager, production manager, marketing manager and financial controller, etc. And last one, lower management, that requires a technical skill. Lower management of a company consists of supervisors, foremen, etc., which are in direct contact with the worker on a shop floor. Lower managers are responsible for the direct actions on shop floors. Here I have shown the pyramid of managerial level: top management, middle management and lower management. Now we will move towards the function of management. Management can be break down into 5 managerial functions. First one, planning. When we talk of planning, it simply refers to deciding in advance what is to be done, how is to be done, and when is to be done. Okay, so this is the first basic step of planning. Planning involves determination of large and short term objectives, development of strategies, formulation of policies and procedures and rules of the organization. Planning performed by all kinds of organization by all managers at all levels of hierarchy. Next function of management is organizing. It is the next important function of management. In organizing, manager decides on ways and means through which it will be easier to achieve what he has been planned in planning stage. Organizing refers to the process of identifying and grouping the work to be performed. Organizing involves identification of activities required for achievement of the objectives. It involves grouping activities. It also involves assigning jobs to individuals. Also delegation of authority so as to enable to perform a job, and establishment of network of coordinating relationship. Third function of management is staffing. Staffing means choosing suitable person for doing the job. Staffing function involves manpower planning, recruitment, selection of most suitable person for a job, placement, transfer, training of the employees, and so on. And next one is directing. Directing function involves communication, motivation, leadership. Here, manager should act as a communicator, motivator, and in some cases leader. He should have proper communication between top management and with his subordinate. He should motivate his subordinate for accomplishing a task or goals which are previously defined. And as per the situation, he should take a decisions as a leader. And last function I will discuss here, that is controlling. It is a function of ensuring that the individual performance are consistent with predetermined objectives and goal. Controlling involves following process. First one, measurement of performance against predetermined goals, identification of deviation from goals, and third one, corrective actions necessary to rectify the deviation. Okay, these are the functions of the management. Management as an essential for any organization. Now we'll move towards the management, administration and organization. As I have discussed, management is an executive function which is preliminary concerned with carrying out broad policies laid down by the administration. Administration is that phase of business enterprise that concerns itself with overall determination of the institutional objectives and the policies necessary to be followed in achieving those objectives. And organization is the backbone of management. Without efficient organization, no management can perform its functions smoothly. Sound organization contributes greatly to the continuity and success of the enterprise. So, think here, what is the difference between administration and management? Actually, it is a very controversial concept of management, that is administration and management, but I will discuss here some points on the basis of meaning, nature of work, decision making and status. Administration is concerned with the formulation of objective plans, policies of the organization, while management means getting the work done through and with others. Next is administration related to the decision making. It is a thinking function of decisions, while the management refers to the execution. It is a doing function. So, very important sentence is here. Administration is a thinking function, while the management is a doing function. And third one, administration determine what is to be done, when is to be done, while the management decides who shall implement the administrative decisions. Management will decide who is going to implement the administrative decisions. And last one, administration refers to the higher level of management, and here is the somewhat controversial concept I talked about. Management is relevant to the lower levels in the field of organization. That means in every level of management, that is top level, middle level or lower level of management, we should need a management activity, while the administration is refers to the higher levels at decision making policies, but management requires at all levels of the organization. So this is all about the introduction to management concept. I hope you got familiar with the concept of management. Thank you for listening. Thank you. Bye bye.